I'm going to make a dish called Zucchini Cornbread Casserole. And while it's awfully hot to be cooking and baking in the summer, I think this is worth it because most people have so much zucchini and it's abundant and it's just such a great vegetable to cook with. So I'm going to start with 4 cups of shredded zucchini. I'm using diced zucchini. It just was easier. So I'm going to put that in a bowl. And by the way, I've preheated my oven to 350. I'm going to put a little bit of onion. It calls for a whole onion, but I'm not quite using that much. And it also calls for 2 eggs that are beaten. And I'm usually not very particular about this, but I am going to beat it because that's what the recipe calls for. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to get a fork. I'm going to beat my egg. Before I put that in, just so I have the sort of the drier ingredients in first, I'm going to put a box of just Jiffy corn muffin mix, and it's 8.5 ounces. Stir this together using a nice big spoon. Now granted, this does look a little bit dry, but you have to remember as you bake this, the juices from the zucchini will come out. And actually I heard from other people who have tried this recipe that it's actually a little bit too wet if you don't sort of drain and your zucchini. Well, I didn't do that, and I think there would have been more moisture had I shredded it as opposed to just diced it, but that's okay. So I'm just going to mix this together. And this is a really easy recipe. All it takes is 4 cups of shredded zucchini, an onion, 2 eggs, a dry package of corn muffin mix. It also calls for salt and pepper. I always leave salt and pepper out just because. Now I got a 8-ounce bag of cheese, 8-ounce bag of shredded cheddar, and I'm going to use half of it. Right now anyway. This should taste really good. Stirring it, make sure it's all the way distributed. Now I'm going to pour this into I notice I have a little bit more egg in there. I want to get all the moisture I can. I'm going to put this into a greased casserole dish. And I'm just going to spread it in there. And I grease this really well because I know that cornbread has a tendency to stick to my pans anyway when I cook it. So I made sure that the pan I put it in is very well greased. And I'm just spreading it in here. And it already looks pretty good with the cheese. And now I'm going to put the rest of it on top. Great. Now this is going to bake for 1 hour in a preheated oven. And we'll see how it looks.